All right, third grade superstars, welcome back. Here is our math lesson 83, and our new concept today is finding half of a number. All right, so let's see what our new thing we're learning today. A multiplication table is a collection of multiplication facts. It is also a collection of division facts. In this lesson, we will use a multiplication table to divide by 2. And here we are. Here's an example of a multiplication table. Oh, by the way, if you're following along in your book, this is page 451. So you can always pause and look this up in your book if you like. All right. So here is our multiplication table, and let's see what they've done. If we want to divide 12 by 2, we look at the row that begins with 2. Then we look across the row for 12. All right, so here's our 2's, and they've got it highlighted for us, and we go across and we look for 12. And then if we look up, that is going to be what's half of 12. So we can see, if we look across our 2's, what's half of 2? 1. What's half of 4? 2. What's half of 6? We look up, 3. What's half of 8? We look up, and that's 4. What's half of 10? And we look up, and that's 5. And here's their example. What's half of 12? 6. What's half of 14? 7. What's half of 16? 8. What's half of 18? 9. What's half of 20? 10. What's half of 22? 11. What's half of 24? 12. All right. And so that's how we do it. We look at the top of the column to find the 6 to see what was half of 12. All right, and it could be written in a couple of different ways. Like we talked about before in an earlier video, we could write 12 divided by 2 equals 6. See that little symbol right there? It's got the straight line with the dot on top and the dot on the bottom. That's a division sign. Or we could write it like this with the big number inside the division bracket here. 12 divided by 2 is 6. I think of this number as like the bracket as being a house. And the number inside the house, that's how many Legos or cookies or something that you have. And then here's 2 people outside the door knocking. Hey, I smell cookies in there, they're saying. So of course, everybody gets an equal share. So you have 2 people knocking on the door. They each get 6. Okay, they divided it in half. They divided it by 2. All right, let's take a look at our example. To find half of 22, we divide 22 by 2. We look across the 2's row for 22. We see 22 and look at the top of the column and find 11. So that's just what we did right up here. We went across the 2's row, found 22, and then looked up, and half of it is 11. So half of 22 is 11. Okay, let's turn the page. Here's example 2. Drew and his sister bought a game that cost $18. They both paid half of the price. How much money did Drew pay? So if the cost is 18, we can see, well, what's half of 18? They each did half. Well, we can look back on our page before and go across the 2's column. There's 18. Look up, and half of 18 is 9. You got it. That's half of 18. And so on our example, we can see that it is 9, that Drew paid $9. That was half of it. And then his sister must have paid 9.5 as well. The other $9 as well, the other half. All right, so here's some lesson practice ones. Let's see if we can think about these. One day is 24 hours. How many hours is a half a day? So we need half of 24 hours. So to find this one, we look, we see 24, and half of it is 12. That's right. Okay. 16 ounces equals a pound. How many ounces is half of a pound? So we need half of 16 ounces. So we can go back, find 16, and look up at the top. That'd be 8 ounces. Don't forget your label. They're asking for ounces, so we would say 8 ounces. Okay, find each number on the multiplication table. All right, we would say this one, 14 divided by 2. Can you know without looking? If you said 7, you're correct. What about D? 8 divided by 2. So that'd be 8 divided by 2, be half of 8, and that would be 4. You got it. You got it. All righty. So you can always look back at this video in your book if you need any more help. All right. Have a great day, third graders. Bye for now.